Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at insertion sort again, but today we're going to be looking mostly at the code and just a quick recap on how it works. So here we go. Okay, so over here you can see another program. At the top as usual is what we're going to do today, then the rules, and lastly the program. So today we'll be looking at insertion sort again. So I know we did this last time, but last time we only looked at how it works. But today we're going to be looking at the actual code. So we'll just go through a recap of last time. So basically in the previous video we talked about how it works. So for example here I have this list of numbers. So here basically in insertion sort what happens is that you take two numbers, so 7 and 9, then I compare the number on the side with the numbers on the left of it. So here I compare 9 with 7. Then I'm doing descending order right now. So then I move 9 here and 7 here. Then I have 0. So then I compare it with 7 and then I compare it with 9. Because 0 is smaller than both of them, it's going to stay here. Then I have 8. So 8 is bigger than 0, so 0 comes over here and 8 comes over here. Then I have 8 over here and then I have 7 over here. So then I compare those two and 8 comes over here and 7 comes over here. And so on. So basically, we keep doing this until it gets sorted. So as I've written over here, in insertion sort, you move around the elements of the list until it is sorted. You do not define a second list, you continue in the original, only editing it. So basically, we need to compare every element with each element behind itself. So today we're gonna be looking at the code. So here, I've defined a function. Then I'm using an if condition to check if the user is entering only one digit. So if they are, then there's no point making the entire program run and do all that if they've entered only one digit, because the result will only be one digit. So basically, I've just put in this condition. Then if the condition is not met, then it just goes into the else. Then here, for loop to start the first index or the last index to pick values from the list. So here I've set for I in range 0 to length of UL. And keep in mind that I is an index. Then if condition to make sure that when I is on its last index, key is not getting executed. So over here, by what I mean I is on the last index, so if I is over here on this 9, then I do not want it getting executed because there's nothing next to this 9 for key to take over. Because key is basically I plus 1, as you can see over here. So then it'll throw an error that there's nothing next to the 9, and then it'll just throw an error. So to avoid that error, I'm basically putting this if condition to make sure that when I is on its last number or digit, then it doesn't run that bit, and it just goes into this else, saying that it just goes into pass and the sorted list is this. So then if I is not on its last index, then key is equal to UL I plus 1. Now I need to compare I and key. But basically what I'm doing is that I is an index and key is a value. So we need to be careful with that bit, because comparing a key with a value, comparing a value with an index makes absolutely no sense. So then for A in range 0 to I plus 1, and then B is equal to I minus A. So B is also an index. We have to keep that in mind as well. So then I'm using an if condition to compare the values so you can check which value is bigger. So then if key is bigger than ULB, then EV stands for extra variable. So then ULB, then del ULB, then I'm using an insert and inserting this. And then it'll skip past the else and print the sorted list is this.